All right, I'm going to pass the mic over.
Hi. My name's Annette. I've been a registered nurse for 30 years. And
Thank you.
what do you...
No worries.
So I represent Reclaim the Line, and I represent all the nurses. I represent all the teachers. And I represent all the emergency services. So any nurses that want to come up and stand here with us, if you're able, come out. Stand with us. So in the 30 years, I've seen much change. In that time, some good, some not so good. But in the last few years, I've seen evil. Evil. I'm ashamed to have been part of such an evil system. Now I am awake. I have a voice. We have a voice. And we will be heard. No more. No more shame, no more guilt, no more subservience to a corrupt corporate system that violates our human rights. Violates our human rights of every man, woman and child in Australia, regardless of where you come from, what colour you are, what you identify as. Enough is enough! As nurses, we take an oath when we graduate to practice our profession faithfully. We do not administer any harmful drug. We protect the privacy of the patient's medical information. We are dedicated and devoted to the service of quality of life of every human being. There is a sacred bond between the patient and the health professional. All of this has been violated. We have lost our way to a corrupt health system that favours budgets over patient care. Money comes first, and COVID is big money. Big pharma is big money and big control. The health system is the sick system. It keeps you sick. We've had our rights and our choices taken away from us. The Australian Immunisation Handbook clearly states that you cannot coerce a person. I'm getting all dry, I can't talk properly. I'm very nervous too, as you can see, because I'm doing it. I'm only human too. I have feelings. into taking a vaccine, and yet this is happening. Stop tearing our people apart! Stop tearing our communities apart! We choose not to be coerced! This has gone too far. You've destroyed lives. You've destroyed families. You've destroyed our health. Our health system is sick and broken. Many doctors and nurses, health professionals can see it, and they know the truth. They know the truth about what is happening. But are too scared to speak up. I'm not too scared. I've lost my job now. I don't care. The only thing I care about is you! We have been silenced, but no more. We say speak up. Tell the truth. Do not fear APRA. Do not fear the government. We are none of them. We are a majority. We are not a minority. We are a majority. We say no. We have a voice. We can speak up. This is not about health. The government overreach has gone too far. This is genocide. We believe in freedom of choice. We believe in freedom. A system that violates the human rights of every man, woman and child in Australia. Enough is enough. No more. No more. No more gags from APRA. No more gagging nurses. No more gagging doctors. Speak up. Speak up. Tell the truth. Tell it. Ladies, tell everyone what's happening. Tell everyone what's happening. Enough is enough. Sackton Andrews. Sackton Andrews. Sackton Andrews. Sackton Andrews. Sack in. Sackton Andrews. Sackton Andrews. Arresting, yeah, it's arresting. Arrest Dan Andrews. Arrest Dan Andrews. Arrest Dan Andrews. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Another big round of applause. That was incredible. For reclaiming the line. Speaking of the line, can we ask everybody just to move back a little bit so we can see the banners again. So if we could all please keep doing what you're doing because you're fucking amazing. Alright, here it is. G'day everyone. I've been practicing the doctor for 3 years, the last 2 of which, sorry, I'm not used to this. I've been practicing as a doctor for only 3 years, the last 2 of which were in a unit responsible for the care of patients infected with COVID-19, amongst obviously many other things. This year as a medical registrar, and this is all in a hospital here in Melbourne. It also happens that I've completed a Masters of International Public Health, something that spends a great deal of focus on pandemics and the control of them. Nothing I'm expressing here represents anything in any way, or position or opinion of anyone or organisation that I'm affiliated with. I must first apologise. I have not worked for a month now. I am deeply sorry to the people that I serve and my colleagues. I find myself unable to further suffer the moral injuries that occurred due to the decisions of our so-called representatives. They add insult to injury when they label us ugly extremists. They say we are a distraction from them granting some of us freedoms that they took away. But I'm not here to talk about doctors. I'm here to talk about the plight of our angels. I'd like to tell you a story. Nothing more, nothing less, just a story. This single story doesn't paint the whole picture, just some of it. It was months ago now. I was printing the lists for the morning handover after a long and busy night shift. In the cramped office space was a phenomenal nurse that I know. As she cried through her fingers as they clutched at her face, she said to me, "Please do something." We cried together in our PPE at 1.5 metres distance. She said to me that if the government even just acknowledged what they had been through, what they were going through, what they are going through, then she would work. Let alone the insult of taking away her human rights. This nurse is an angel, as many I know are. She volunteered for the COVID war at the very beginning, when it was indescribably scary, when we had no idea what we were about to go through, when all we saw was swarms of hazmat suits on TV. "I'm calling in sick," she said. "I can't do this, not for this government." There is one more thing I'd like to talk about, and that is hope. I am hopeful. Last week I was speaking to a vaccinated protester about the Great Resignation. He said, "It's more like the Great Reflection. People are waking up to what is important in life. People are recognising their own mortality. People are following the values that we all share. Truth, justice, love." The tide is changing. I'll finish with a quote from an author, Umberto Eco. "Such is the power of truth that, like good, it is its own propagator." Alright, I'm not going to say his name so we can't really thank him, but that one, to be honest, actually gripped me more than I expected. It's something, hang on, been teary.
So basically, what he's saying and what I'm